If you have money in your super, you need to listen to this. The Labor government is proposing to put up to a 30% tax on unrealised capital gains in your superannuation fund. For now, they're proposing the cap is only on amounts over $3 million, but it's not going to be indexed, which means in the next 20 or 30 or 40 years, that $3 million cap is going to be the same. If you don't think you're ever going to get to $3 million in super, think again, because over the next 20, 30, 40 years with inflation, with wage increases, the government increasing money that you've got to put into super, we're going to have a big number of people, and they estimate, 500,000 people are going to be affected by this tax. To explain what the tax is, they're going to tax on unrealized capital gains, which means if you own a property or own shares and they go up in value, and let's just say they go up by $100,000 in a year, you now owe the government 30% of that, so $30,000 in cash. Now, you don't have the cash from that value increase on that asset. You've got to go and scramble and find it from somewhere else. So now the question is, what happens if you don't have the cash? You're going to be forced to sell the asset. And not only do you have asset transaction costs on selling the asset, you're also going to have annual costs to value all the assets. So valuers are going to be cheering, but it's going to add a huge amount of expense, and it's unnecessary, and it's also going to force people not only to sell assets, but also then to scramble and find the capital. The whole purpose of a superannuation fund is so you could work for 40, 50 years and then be self-funded and live off all of those savings set aside. But the government continually keeps changing the rules. And this is a massive game changer, because it's going to mean that it's going to be harder to be a self-funded retiree, especially in years to come with inflation, with property prices, and the amount you actually need to live comfortably. If you do want to be self-funded retiree, you're going to need a lot more than $3 million in super. So if you don't want to live on baked beans and rice in retirement, the government's now trying to make it a lot harder to actually live a better life in retirement.